welcome to another episode of the Whiskey House Pub House. My name's Dylan. With me today is your co-host, Zach.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see you again.
It's good to be back again with some new equipment and a table.
You can feel it. I bet listeners listen to this. They can knock on wood, literally.
It's a donated table that I picked up from someone's garage that they did not want.
The best of tables come from garages.
Yep. However, the mic arms I did not get for free or anything.
You could
like
have,
that.
if you really wanted to. You could have. You could have stolen them.
Kick the bar. Yeah, so I think, if you watched last episode, we had a folding table. You haven't seen that yet because it's not published. So, but moving up, we're moving up in the world.
Yeah, every episode is incrementally more polished in production than the last.
Yep. I have seen the Mythbusters episode where they literally polish a turd, and my goodness, does it get shiny at the end. It takes a lot of time, but it does. It gets there after.
And at its core, it is still a turd.
Yeah.
No, fortunately, this podcast is not. We're so much better than a turd. We're like I don't know, what's in between a turd and a diamond on the spectrum of things you can polish.
I'm polishing. Okay. Maybe just a wood table.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like a varnish.
Like
we're
a
like
nice-
we've covered over
Very
our quality.
polished piece of pine from Home Depot.
Ooh. That will definitely never warp as it dries. Never.
Ever. Because pine's the hardest of woods. Anyways, let's see. So Carter's not with us today. He's been having back problems. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. Well, I can only imagine it's because of his sitting. As in, like, he sits a lot.
Sure.
His job requires it. And he was at school, and you sit at school as well. I think a lot of us sit too much. I just read an article today because I was trying to improve my posture. I have poor posture, audience.
Oh, yeah.
And I was watching all these videos and reading all these articles, and it's essentially saying sitting for super long periods of time and being inactive and sedentary is very bad for you.
Who wouldn't know?
I know. I mean, I thought it kept you alive longer because you're not using as much of your body's resources.
Well, see, I knew it was just spite and hate.
Oh, that's what keeps
that's
you
what pure, that's what keeps you going.
Sure.
That's the motivating
Yeah,
factor.
I'm sure for the last couple of years, yeah, because you got nothing else. But that's too bad. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Back problems are the worst.
So he should be. Well, I did talk to him. I think maybe our next recording session he might join us. Obviously, right now there's not a ton of room to fit everybody at this table.
We need to do a fish of like those old rap videos,
No. What's those? Have you ever watched like motorcycle videos, like reviews of any sort, or just even fails? Sometimes you'll see there's
cam views.
there's just a 360 camera.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, the ones that they
put them on the back.
On the back, yeah. I see a lot of like racing videos where they do that now.
We gotta get one of
street
those.
Racing, yeah.
Right in the middle of the table.
Yeah, and then the audience can see us as we go.
Yeah.
As we leave, as we direct.
Just like where this conversation is being
I was
directed.
hoping that would be a good segue.
Anyways, as far as the agenda for today, I think we'll have to. We're gonna have to talk about ourselves a little bit as we normally do, catch up. But I think as far as what we're doing today is, we got some news.
Yep. There's always news.
Maybe one that's not completely whiskey related, but it is spirits related.
Yep.
And some new things have released. I have all of those saved on my phone.
Good. Very good.
That is recording this.
Yep.
So hopefully I sent them all to you.
As I reach.
But I didn't remember. I should be able to log into my profile where I save most of my information.
I got you.
On the chat rooms of Instagram.
Yep. Well, it just depends on which one you want to go for. Which one you want to... We talk about... Should I label them? Should I name the news articles we're thinking?
Oh, not yet. We'll get into it.
Let's catch up.
Yeah. We should catch up with some whiskey. Hey,
That sounds lovely.
that Balcones Mirador. I have not even cracked it open yet.
Do you want me to crack it open?
Yeah, crack it open. Let's try that.
That sounds excellent.
Begin with that thing.
Okay, where's the little... I swear I have horrible eyesight trying to find the piece of plastic you get to rip.
Well, now we get all these lights that are pointing towards us.
Yeah.
I stuck that that light into it's in like a crevice between the wall and the furnace thing.
Ta-da! You ready for this cork pop?
Exquisite.
That was very exquisite. All right.
So this is the Balcones Mirador Eclipse edition. It was made especially for the eclipse that happened a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's the Mirador single malt and then a type of red wine. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm sure the bottle will tell us.
Okay. Should I just read it?
Yeah.
I like how it's perceived. Convergence. In the sky, shadows and darkness, at an odd time of day, affect us in a primal way. Exquisite, and specific to the moment and the place. A partial obscuration that shows both bodies in a different light, and the dance between them. Mirador Eclipse shines a spotlight on Balcones' unique dual yeast fermentation, but in this variant on our beloved Mirador expression, we substituted our standard ale yeast with 2 strains of red and rosé wine yeast, along with our house malt whiskey yeast.
I'm trying to figure out if I have the regular Mirador.
So, that's it.
I forgot about the yeast. 2 different types of yeast thing. I thought it was, for some reason, just a regular red wine. Have you smelled this yet?
No, it was just...
Oh, it smells like. Oh. What's the proof on this thing? 55.
Yum. Yeah, I mean, it does. You can smell wine. It's very pure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. It does have that. Oh, what is that? It's got the Balcones funkiness a little bit on the nose, but it's kind of like center between sandwich between the red wine finish.
I got to warm up to this because it's kind of
like
strength.
Like actual warm up, or
as in my nose is only smelling.
Gotcha,
like
gotcha.
I haven't smelled anything. I've been outside all day and it's just really hot, and so I need to reset my peripheral senses.
Have you been doing more tree care, physically tree care?
No, but I don't. I mean, they ask me every year to do it because I did a pretty good. I got good
bang
reviews.
up job.
Yeah, I got there's people who reviewed me by name. They're like, hey, like they go to the company's website on Google. They leave a Google review and they're like, yeah, that's Zach guy. He stopped by my house. He's really awesome. Can't wait to see him again. I'm like, nope. I'm not going back out there. Mainly because I don't want to see if your tree lived or not. But if I did my job good enough or not.
Zach's like, I came in this business for IT, and that was it.
Yeah.
I don't want to do anything outdoors.
Exactly. It's not that I hate the outdoors. It's
We didn't sign up for it.
I didn't sign up for that. It was the overtime. It was the, okay, you got to work 50 hours a week starting tomorrow. It's like, what?
Yeah.
It was voluntary. I said I wanted to help. I just didn't know that was the commitment. I wasn't very learned on what was expected of me.
Yeah.
So that's my fault.
For that.
That's not
given tree care service.
for that given tree care service. So that's my uneducatedness. I did not do the proper research.
All right. I think Zach's waiting to taste this.
I am. Why is Balcones the best? Why do they succeed in everything they do?
I don't know.
That
I mean, it's the classic Balcones profile.
I love how that finishes.
I'm trying to. It is amazing. I'm trying to remember if I have a regular Mirador or not, and it is obscured from my line of sight. But I can't actually recall. I think I have a special edition of Mirador.
Sure,
but I don't think I have the regular Mirador.
but if you find it, we can edit it in later. Just
Sure.
a little whoosh, little snap. That's the sound effect you're gonna look for. You go whoosh, and then we're gonna play it, and then we go whoosh, and now we're back. Now we're back. So, there's a podcast I listen to, and the guy goes Bing. He goes Bing, and
Whenever
whenever he
interjects.
Yeah, when he interjects as a narrator, it's awesome. And somehow, I mean, maybe he uses the same bing sound clip, but I'm pretty sure it's just him going bing, and it sounds identical every time. Very talented man.
What's the podcast about?
It's Triple Click Gaming. It's a gaming podcast. They just talk about video games.
Sure.
And gaming companies and gaming news. They all used to work for Polygon back in the day. Is that
This is literally
Westland?
the biggest deal for me, probably.
You're going to have to screen share this.
Why is it so blurry? They purposely did that, didn't they?
Yep. There's an Instagram post from Westland Whiskey. It says, exploration continues. And then there's 3 new blurred out bottles. Dylan's really got to he's got to figure this out.
It's still blurry. So
There's no lens you can put on that.
I was logging into the Instagram to get my news stuff ready.
Yep.
And this just, as the time of recording, just posted 17 minutes ago.
Yep.
I am super hyped to talk about that.
Yeah. You want to
talk about it now, or do you want to talk about... Let's get into us.
Let's finish our introductions.
Yeah.
And then let's do that.
Sounds good.
And now it's gone. You lost it forever.
No. It's...
Yeah. I'll go first while you're working.
I just wanted to pull it up.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, I've just been, as far as like whiskey drinking.
Yeah.
Bourbon. I've been doing bourbon. A lot. I finished my Chestnut Farms. You know, the Costco, or the... Is it
one you
Costco
were
or
gifted?
Total Wine? The one I was gifted is overrated. It's still fine, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I think it's the same juice as 1792, I think.
Yep. I think so, too.
It tastes no different, or no better, at least, than their small batch. So, and then also whiskey related. Yeah, just for all my whiskey cocktails, I've been having Manhattans, and I haven't made an old fashioned in a while, but yeah, I'm fully transitioned to every whiskey cocktail. I use rye.
Okay.
And now, get this, I am back on the High West double rye train. I am, because put it in a cocktail.
What?
Yep. I'm back.
I need to call.
I
need to call someone.
Yeah. In fact, I now buy the 175 for mixing.
It's crazy.
It's the best. It's the best. Well, it could be better. There are better ryes, but for the value and what it imparts onto the drink, it provides all the core flavors that I want from the whiskey.
Because that wasn't that one that that was one of your like
headache causing ones. Yeah, there's 3. I have 3 headache causing whiskeys.
Turkey, Evan Williams, and then previously the High West.
Yep.
Wow. So so there's hope for you to like reclaim some of these.
To come back. Yep.
The prodigal son is returning.
Son of whiskeys are returning. Which makes it sound like I disown my whole family.
He lives under the I-494 bridge.
Yep. Yeah. I kicked Evan Williams to the curb, literally. Yep. Or not Evan Williams. Evan Williams Bond.
Oh, this Mirador is fantastic.
That's really good. All right. That's really... We talked about my tree care life, so... What's up? What's new with you?
New stuff. Well, I've just been playing around, kind of getting playing around. Was fiddling around with this table. Get some new mic arms, some new equipment for the podcast.
Yep.
Listening to, trying to keep up on podcasts. It's very hard now.
Yeah.
Especially YouTube, like YouTube videos and stuff. Like I love watching Matt Porter. I did watch a couple of his when I was on the treadmill. So I get to catch up on him and his recent uploading videos and stuff. Waiting for Matt Madness. Super excited for the Matt Madness stuff to kick off soon.
He's the best personality. He reminds me of your dad. Matt reminds
really?
me of... Yeah, he reminds me of Matt. His dad's name is Matt. It's crazy.
Matt Porter's name is Matt. Too.
I thought... sorry, Matt Porter. I was thinking... Maybe that is his name. Matt as an ADHD?
Yeah.
I didn't know his last name was Porter. I thought you were talking about a different guy.
No, his name's
My bad.
Yep.
Might be.
That's how well we know each other.
Yeah, but that is the guy that I am thinking reminds me of your dad.
Sure.
I got to ask you, It's not like you're drinking whiskey on the treadmill, but do you think it's like ironic that you're exercising and then researching a drink that is known to
I guess a little
go
bit.
against the concepts of nutrition?
Yes. But everything I do, like my free time it's either whiskey videos,
Yep.
create trying to
Inspiring you.
figure out my mistake that I've done on our newest podcast whiskey video.
Mm-hmm.
Why does it look terrible? I don't know.
That's just because we're ugly.
Well, that too. Why am I so much paler than I should be?
Well, you have to go outside sometimes.
Yeah. But that's just what I do. That's what I'm watching. That or like Top Gear or roadkill style videos and stuff like that.
Yep.
Junkyard Dig is a pretty good channel.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I watch. And there's, I feel I want to even watch more of the main YouTube channels.
Yep.
Like Mash and Drum. I would love to get more into his stuff and his reviews.
Sure.
Because the few I've watched, I love the channels and stuff he has done. But yeah, you just don't have the time. And the only time I feel like you get some of these more where you learn about more of these YouTube channels is when Matt does the Matt Madness, and so there's like a bunch of previously it's been a bunch of different channels and stuff that have competed, but
an industry is doing well when you have the full disparity, the full range of quality among channels in that industry. Mm-hmm. So like you have really high quality YouTube channels about whiskey, and then there's us. there's the lower quality, but that's how you know it's
we
healthy.
Don't shy away from it.
That's how you know it's healthy.
Yeah,
and
we're a sign of health.
We are. We're a sign of good, just proper status. And I found that for all the videos I watch, all the genres of videos, I have to cut out like the stuff that I used to like and have kind of diminished in quality a little bit. I have to set a level at which I'm no longer going to watch them. Even if I kind of like them, it's like I just don't have time.
No,
I don't have time. And I guess I don't watch television either. I don't watch.
Neither do I. It's just YouTube.
Yeah, like Hulu and Netflix only when there's a show, like one specific show that I'm really like, yep, that's awesome. I will
be watching the entirety of a show come August 1st, though.
Okay.
You want to take a guess at it? What show would Dylan binge the entirety of?
I mean, Crowded Barrel hasn't released a TV show yet, so...
Nope, not that I know of.
It's got to be something superhero related. It's got to be a Batman. Is there new Batman content? I don't know.
So, I'm sure the audience will care about this deeply.
Deeply.
So Bruce Timm, who helped make the animated series, Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill, greatest Batman content thing ever, of all time.
Yep.
He's coming back with a new show. J.J. Abrams is also producing, I believe. But so Bruce Timm and the guy who I just said they're making a new show, animated series, not the animated series, but new Batman animation that takes place in the early 40s.
Oh.
Batman's just starting out.
Yep.
And all of the artwork and everything is very original inspiration.
Sure.
So like Batman suit from the 40s, like the purple glove suit.
Yep.
It's that, just minus purple gloves.
Right.
Alfred's fat.
Yep.
Like he was in the original comics. It's got more original art style of all the villains.
Good. Yep.
So it's just, it looks like,
and it kind of form.
Yeah, and it kind of has the same feel as the animated series as far as the artwork.
Sure.
Like it's not a 1-for-1, but you could look at them and you're like, these feel like they're the same people that did them.
Star Wars Rebels, the animation style and the design was based off of the original concept art that George Lucas had.
Oh yeah.
He didn't draw it, but he had it commissioned.
I was about to be very fiercely opposed to the statement that I thought you were going with,
No.
which the Rebels and Clone Wars are very similar in artwork style. I was going to fight you.
Oh yeah. No, I still don't like. Even though it is the original, I don't like the Rebels style. I've never liked it.
I hate that style of CGI animation.
Where they look like they're clay or they're...
Yes.
Because...
Nothing against Wallace Gromit. I love that. The animation
Chicken
style.
Run.
Yeah. It's just... It lost so much going from something like the animated...
Cel-shaded stuff.
The Batman animation, like hand-drawn.
Yeah.
Like even the Hanna-Barbara Scooby-Doo stuff.
Yeah.
Super, super lazy. But it was all hand-drawn.
Had character to it.
And it had character, and the flaws in it just kind of made it feel like it had a personality to the show.
Yep.
And then you get like the Clone Wars was not as bad as Rebels. Rebels felt somehow worse and even more plain. But it was something else. So it's nice to come back to the Batman thing. I'm gonna definitely be watching that. August
That'll
1st.
be. That's I didn't know about that. So I'm also gonna be.
Fortunately,
on that
only on Amazon.
Excellent. So yeah,
But we should probably get to some news.
I guess.
All right.
Or you want to pick one, or do you want me to just pick one?
I can pick one. The Mirador. If we swing back to that Mirador quick, it is fantastic. It's got. It's like what? It's like a fermented grape. Not like not wine, but it's like a sour, underripe grape. That's a little bit fizzy.
Sure. I was gonna say this. It's not.
It's been a while.
It's not wine-like. I think it's more like. It's so sweet.
No,
It's more like a jam.
I did not mean wine qualities to it. I specifically just the fruit grape.
Yeah. No, to me, this tastes like homemade jam. That'd be my tasting notes. This would be like a very bespoke, a farmer's market, multi-berry jam.
Going down to a farmer's market.
At a farmer's market, I can feel my plums. And it just, the berry qualities are so over the top.
Okay, so it's a jam, and then just on a toasted piece of barrel stave. You're licking the jam off.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. I'm using a wood chip to like a nacho, and then licking it.
It's exactly what it's like, actually. It's
not the
good.
worst comparison, yeah.
It's fantastic. I wish I knew for certain if I had a Mirador so I could try it side by side and get. Because it's like I understand what the yeast thing they're saying, but there's no marker to compare in my memory.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's great. I totally forget what the price is on it. Obviously, it's a limited edition to some extent because it is a Eclipse release, which happened months back. I think we got this bottle from Wisconsin. I think Whiskey Boy got it for me because he knows how much I like Balcones. Like, I've not had anything bad from Balcones.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know if there's a distillery that I can say that about. Yeah.
SRP is 100.
Okay. About $100.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love it.
I don't think I would get a second bottle, but I don't feel bad about this.
No, I would seek this out if possible. If this like popped up on Reserve Bar or something, I would buy one because
Yeah, if you love Balcones, you should try to find this and try it at least.
it makes me very happy.
Makes me happy. All right, so the first bit of news that I have for you, Zach, and the audience. Larceny is updating their logo design.
Kind of. I mean, it is, but it's
The bottle design's not changing.
yeah.
The logo design.
But really, the logo still. It's
So you know how we were talking about cel-shaded animation versus claymation?
yeah.
I would say the old version is the CGI.
Sure.
The new one is just more detailed.
Yeah.
There's more things going on. The small batch is changing. The barrel proof is changing. So the picture you have in your head of a larceny barrel, basically the biggest difference is some of the text is now gold. And then there's a key inside the keyhole
Yep.
that's 90% of the change.
Yep.
However, the other 10%, and I do not have a black light nor a new bottle to test this, but I have seen on Bourbon Pursuit that apparently if you put a black light to it, it reveals some information.
Yep. Especially if you do it in your bedroom. You will reveal a lot of information. Or a hotel room, you're going to reveal a lot of information.
That's probably where the release should be held. Mm-hmm. Is at a hotel. And look at this black light. Oh my God, look at the secret lettering in there. It's like, what the heck is that on the ceiling?
It says gullible on the ceiling. Oh my goodness.
It says get out.
Sorry, bad joke.
There's a trail leading underneath that bed. Does anyone...
And they go underneath, and it's just more. It's the old. It's old
more
larceny, like broken bottles of the old stuff. Like there's a murder here. Anyway, yeah, it looks good.
It's an improvement.
I liked the bottle before.
Yeah.
What I learned from this, I didn't know this, that larceny is weeded.
Oh yeah,
as in like heavy. That's 20%. That's quite a bit of wheat.
That's a lot of wheat.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm trying to remember now the whole backstory on larceny and the connection, because it wasn't a Heaven Hill. Oh, it's okay. It's coming back. It's all coming back to you. Boomerang. So the larceny is a story it's trying to tell a story about the John Edmund Fitzgerald, who was a government worker. I forget exactly what his position was, but he was contracted by the government or worked for the government to be at these distilleries, and he was stealing barrels and excuse me, I had to burp. He was stealing these barrels and he was finding the best ones for himself. And then later on, let's see, did they have is there a Fitzgerald distillery?
I don't know.
I'm forgetting. Once you put a camera in front of me, it's just bad.
Thoughts.
But so the Fitzgerald is, obviously a decanter series too. So that line is weeded. The larceny is just a younger, completely separate. Well, it's not separate, but it's a younger whiskey, and those two are weeded. So,
all right.
Larceny, Old Fitz, connected. For some, I am not remembering if John. There's Edmund Fitzgerald. There's a ship.
Yeah, there's the wreck. There's a different song about that.
Yep.
Gordon Lightfoot.
Good song.
Yep. Oh yeah, I don't see nothing about a distillery named after him.
I'm forgetful. No, I'm thinking of the Weller Fitz. What the heck am I trying to think of? The distillery that used to own the brand for Weller. Mm-hmm. Always get the names mixed up on that distillery. Right now, I think they age for. It's owned by Diageo. They age the Castle and Key stuff for them. I'm trying to make connections in my head to get to it, but anyways. So that's the news article for the larceny update. It's a good update. Mm-hmm. I know that we want to talk about this main one. Mm-hmm. I guess the next kind of minor thing that we'll get to, and I'll let you maybe do the major one.
Sure.
Is Nulu's coming to Minnesota.
Oh, what?
Nulu.
I don't know what that is.
It's a brand. So it's kind of been previously. I think you get in Wisconsin, but Nulu is coming with the Reserve, the Toasted, and the French Oak to Minnesota. So that'll be kind of cool. They do a lot of. They're kind of like they do a lot of sourcing and just fun experiments, blending, and yeah.
Good. Yeah, I didn't get that one. I don't know. It's not in my.
You gotta be on your toes.
I do. And I'm not. I'm usually sitting down. I'm pretty much never on my toes. I'm either laying down or sitting. But all right, this next one, it's not even really whiskey. It's Yeah, it's not whiskey related, but it is pretty.
We just like it.
I just like it a lot. Mexican authorities raid home of Tequila Matchmakers.
Mexican
Matchmaker
bourbon.
Founders. Yeah, Mexican bourbon. And so the story goes. Let me get the organizations right. So there is the Consejo Regulador del Tequila, the CRT. So what they're responsible for is making sure they essentially grade the tequila and they affirm that it is tequila. They are the judge. The judges, they're the organization by which you can essentially, their stamp of approval means that the tequila is good. And it's not, 99%. There is a law in Mexico that you can have up to 1% additive to your tequila and still have it be tequila. Or, considered. So there was this grassroots partnership called, let me get the names right.
Essentially, were they married individuals?
I don't know, but it's they have the same last name, so either they're related somehow. Grover and Scarlett Sanchagrin. So they're the founders of the Tequila Transparency Advocacy site, Tequila Matchmaker. So what they would do is they would actually run some tests on tequila being sold in Mexico and essentially prove or disprove the claims that the CRT was making and that the tequila hitting store shelves did not have additives in it.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out they do. Lots of tequilas do.
Turns out Mexican government
they do, yeah,
might be
corrupt.
Influenced by some sort of organization down there. Maybe like
organizations and what's something that they must have
stuff.
something valuable.
Yeah, this organization must deal things and find ways of reimbursement to the officials.
So the Tequila Matchmaker made the claim that an estimated 70% of bottles contain additives. CRT does not require brands to disclose whether or not their bottles contain any, provided they make up less than 1% of the total liquid. So essentially, they just kind of put out a hit on that advocacy group, and they're like, all right, let's go raid their home. Let's stop this.
If you guys want to check out this article, this is it's on VinePair, and it was from March 28 of this year, so it's behind, but we thought it was interesting enough to share. But yeah, so while it says no arrests were made, hundreds of items were confiscated from the property.
Yep.
Authorities seized 1 drum, 5 containers containing an unknown liquid. Super curious to know what that liquid is. 540 glass bottles, 56 jars, 9 plastic packages, and a collection of labels. An assortment of distillation equipment was also seized, including 2 stills, 3 pots of scale, a small item including a base for pipettes, alcohol meters, tubes, thermostats, cylinders, beakers, test tubes, and more. Yeah.
So I want to read. There's a vice president of the founder of Sacred.
Yeah.
A nonprofit supporting the rural Mexican communities that produce agave spirits. So essentially, like the head of the union, I guess is what I would call him. Mm-hmm. He's an advocate for workers' rights, working on these agave plantations, and he says, honestly, I don't have that much information as to what is happening or why. But it certainly feels like the actions against Grover and Scarlett may have been motivated by their work to build a market for tequila that is free from additives. You don't say. I'm not a big fan of the movement itself. I think the conversation around additive-free distracts from issues impacted by tequila that are actually important. Biodiversity, monocultures, water insecurity, food insecurity, and wages. Remember, he's for the workers, right? He's essentially saying, who cares about the tequila more than the people? Because there's, I'm going to assume here that agave farmers are not treated very well.
The only thing I agreed with him was the workers. Like his statements about like the impact of the water source and all that is going to be blown out of the water if you're adding flavoring to it.
Right. But they're saying, well, the point is the water.
Oh, where's the water?
Okay, they're using too much, or they're taking it from places that they shouldn't. Or there just isn't enough.
Well, that's still. I mean, that's their still. That's still their responsibility. But as far as somebody protecting consumers' transparency,
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, that's why they were doing that, is because the
Right.
government wasn't.
Yeah. I think he's more so for the fact that maybe these farms should be for something that isn't agave. Maybe we should be making more food for people to eat instead of agave for people to distill and drink.
Well, then the agave shortage is pretty serious.
Yeah, then it would be. So then he said, having said that, if these police actions are, as I suspect, motivated by Grover and Scarlett's grassroots efforts to direct consumers to additive-free tequila, I think that's an extraordinary misstep and a gross mistake and a horrible violation of human rights. And it reveals Jalisco to be a fascist-leaning state. That's where this all took place. And it will actually only serve to embolden the movement. So again, I mean, he's right.
Yeah.
Doing this unlawfully and
It was a bad call.
bad call. The vast majority of consumers consume a vast amount of additives every day in every product. Most don't care. This action will suggest to tequila consumers on the fringes that they should care. It's at a tremendous cost of liberty and peace of mind to Grover and Scarlett, but if I'm correct about the motivations, it's certainly going to heat up the conversation around additive-free tequila.
Well, you got to think about the people that the big. They're. Restart that. What was it? What was the two individuals' name?
Grover and
Grover.
sorry, I gotta go with links, man.
So Grover and business partner.
Yeah,
I mean, their whole thing is they're drawing attention to
Scarlet.
what I would assume smaller tequila manufacturers that would be more mom and pop, and help letting consumers make the choice of buying additive free, thus supporting more niche or local smaller producers of these tequilas.
Yeah, or it's just one of the many times that a organization that's supposed to be doing their job is not.
Right, but
So-
but the other thing is, either it could be that, it could also be, the big corporate, like 1800s, or what's the other one? I got it up there, Don Julio. The big brands not appreciating that their business standard is being changed, because I mean there's more push for transparency, and even if you don't change the food you're eating, like that gentleman was pointing out, the fact that it should be transparent enough to where you'd be able to find out if you did look this up. It's like, yeah, maybe it's not on the back of the bottle, but you should be able to find that out
Sure.
if you're conscious of what you like, if you actually want to know what things are in,
What you're
what
consuming.
ingredients are.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
I don't know. I don't know enough about Mexican food laws or Jalisco. Maybe it's different in every state, but
I don't believe that, even while the ones that do have additives in there, I bet you it's more than 1% still.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they said 70% have additives, and
They're only supposed to have 1%.
up to.
It's like, There was an episode of Crowded Barrel, I think it was last week for us. They just put a bunch of spirits separately, put them into a pot, and boiled them off, and then try to figure out what was remained.
Yeah.
And yeah, they did some tequilas, and it's like just food coloring and syrups
Yep.
just at the bottom of it. Luckily, we don't have that in bourbon. So if you buy bourbon,
Yeah. Bourbon safe.
you're fine. Canadian whiskey, nobody knows.
Good luck.
Yeah. Sorry, Canadians. But yeah, that was that's a good news article.
I mean, it's good because what if we got a crackdown? I mean, what if in Canada? What if there's a crackdown in Canada?
Well, I think the difference between Mexico and Canada is, who knows if it's the government cracking down on them or if it's someone else having the government crack down on them.
Sure, yeah.
Which either way, big business.
I don't, but I don't know politics either. So.
Right. There's a lobby for that. I want to put more sugar in this Canadian club.
No.
But That's why I only own one bottle of tequila, and that's for Mountain Dew, Dugaritas.
Dugaritas, yeah. Red Lobster, why would you take that away from us? How could you?
Is there any, how many Red Lobsters are left?
I mean, the one in Burnsville's still there.
All right.
But yeah, with their bankruptcy, who knows?
You know what? They should bring back the Dugarita. I bet that would
That'll
help
save them.
Yeah. Dude, if they did a Baja Blast Dugarita, that could... I'm sure they would have some sort of effect.
But I'm pretty sure that would just be sold at Taco Bell. I mean, I think that
Taco
would already
Bell Red
be...
Lobster
if they could serve drinks. Yeah, Taco Bell should just start serving drinks, like, as in alcoholic.
No.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be sweet? 3 a.m.
Oof.
get your $5 box, your quesarito, and your 5-layer burrito. And you wash it down with a Baja Blast Dugarita. Great night,
man. I wish I had my phone because I had some notes on that. No, I don't. But so I just poured. Have you had the new A Overholt?
I haven't.
So it's a new mash bill.
I don't think I've had the old Overholt.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
I don't have a good excuse for that. We might have to do that at some point. But this is from Jim Beam. This is their new mash bill. I think it's like 80%. Oh, memory. Yeah, it's 80% rye grain and 20% soft malted barley for balance. 4 years old. It is 95 proof. But it's pretty good.
Yeah. Is it worth it for me to try? I want us to.
You probably wouldn't.
I want to level my sobriety.
I don't think you would love it.
Okay.
So, but
then I will pass.
The reason I bring it up, new bottle I picked up. I've been looking for it for a while. I think it's like $35.
Oh, it's not bad.
That's not super bad.
Yeah.
Last time, Whiskey Boy and I'm pointing at the counter because it's right next to it, had the Heaven Hill grain to glass.
Yeah.
Rye, $100.
Yep.
Cast strength. We actually talked about this a little bit. We didn't love it.
Really?
At all.
Oh, it's a shame because that was the one I was rooting for.
Yeah. We talked about, I think, the possibility that we would just take Pikesville over it.
So. Heaven Hill. What's going on, man?
Yeah.
And good news, Heaven Hill related. What's one of their lines? One of their brands?
Bernheim?
Nope.
It's
green. It's green.
Green.
Mostly green. Come on.
Fitzgerald.
Nope. Oh my goodness. It went down. It's usually around $60-$70. Then it went up.
What kind of
like
whiskey
80.
is it?
It's a bottle of the bond. Henry McKenna.
Henry McKenna
went down in price. Everywhere I see it, it's $60 again.
That's good. I did see the new Costco that opened in Chanhassen. It was like $55.
Nice.
I thought about texting someone.
Yeah.
Go give me a couple. But alas, I think I have 3 still. So
yeah.
I
still like that one. That's a good. Because for 70, it was like no. For 60,
80 for a while.
Yeah, it's like absolutely not. But now for 60, I'm back in the okay, we're getting back to because it used to be 40.
Oh.
40 was a steal. It was like, yeah, we're doing this every time. Even 50 was like still good. So now in 60, we're back into fair pricing. It's fair. I like that.
There's a topic I had written down, and I'm trying to recall in my notes. But what are some of the, we're over halfway through this year.
Yep.
The back half.
Yep.
Getting older every day, one day closer to next year.
Yeah. Oh, okay, sure.
And I was just thinking, like, what have been some of the releases that have come out that were like, I'd want to try that.
Yeah.
Or like I came across a bottle. I'd love to get that.
I mean, unlike you, I'm just not super versed. I don't keep up on new releases.
So has there been anything that has come out that's piqued your interest? That you were, even like,
I'm looking at the shelf. I'm trying to imagine what I saw on the shelf, and I'm like, ooh, what is that? And honestly, I mean, the excuse I would give is that the stores that I'm shopping at, they don't get the limited releases, so
right.
They, I don't really see them that often.
That's what I mean, though. It's like, has there been any limited releases? You're like, man, I'd love to try that if I came across.
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah. So I started to be so like unconversational, but it's like
If you got nothing to call back
yeah,
on.
I got nothing to call back on, and I mean, yeah, I don't keep up. I have created a solid list of whiskeys that I just keep buying over and over again because they're there, Old Granddad,
So you're not exploring?
Balcones Single Ball, no. Well, all of my whiskey budget has gone into golf budget. I haven't purchased a bottle of whiskey in like 3.5, 4 months. Yeah, because I spend like $300 a month on golf.
Dang.
It's awesome. I love it. Unlike, it's a binge because you spend like $50 to play around, and then you're done in 4 hours or 5 hours.
Oh, we got to come back to that Westland.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so I've just been, and to that effect, my collection has shrunk tremendously. I've drank all my Elijah Craig bottle or barrel proofs. I finished my Octomore. Octomore's kaput. The Chestnut Farms is kaput. I had an Alexander Murray that's got like 4 ounces left. I had my Yoichi 10-year single malt gone. Like I've just been, and what's funny is I put the empty bottle back up on the shelf just to see. Really, I should just throw them away. I have more empty bottles on my shelf than I do that have any liquid in them.
I like to see the designs.
Yeah.
Keep the old pop bottles.
Well, I do like. Before we move on, what I do is I have little like in my room, I got little twinkly lights.
Sure.
Just amber, and then I put them behind the bottles, so when they turn on, the bottles illuminate the twinkly lights, and it's much more magical. It's very zen. I love it.
It's all about looks at your guys'
It is. It is all. I mean, and it's all about looks here. Check this out.
Wow.
I mean, guys, I know we've done a couple episodes here, but like this set
They still haven't seen
is
it.
ridiculous. I mean, they don't get the 360, but like I am looking at magnificence. I am looking at a room that would be coveted by all.
We just got to have good conversation is all we're missing. Dylan is without his phone, tired.
Yep.
Zach just likes golf now.
I know. Well, I still like bourbon. I still like whiskey. I love drinking it. That's why I'm not
No,
done.
I know. He's done.
Yep.
Carter's dead.
Yeah,
Whiskey Boy's gone.
Yep. Everyone's just we're dropping like flies. But that might change with this new.
Literally just brand new.
Yeah.
So Westland, if you have been around at all for any period of time, you know that Westland is one of my favorite American single malts of all time, especially the Sherrywood expression that has been discontinued, along with the American Oak and the Peated. My theory, and I don't even know if it's a theory anymore, it might have been confirmed and I just didn't know about it, but my theory was they used all of these to make a blend in their flagship for more product and wider distribution. Because, one, it tastes like a blend of all three of them, to be honest. And it is good. I still love the flagship one. I am sad, however, that I have seen recently they have done away with the screw tops.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
That's horrible.
They were the worst thing, but I loved them. And I am pissed that they have removed the thing I hated about because they kind of looked nice.
It gave them character.
And they were the only ones, them and certain Japanese ones, that had like unmovable twist tops that if you got like a certain
they're vacuum sealed essentially.
You only know what I'm talking about if you know what I'm talking about. But getting back to it, they have posted on their Instagram that the exploration continues and 3 very blurry, possibly cataract written photographers have taken this photo.
They put the camera behind their eyeballs.
They're like, oh, this is blurry.
Yeah.
3 new expressions coming out. Hopefully they're permanent. I'm thinking this is a return of maybe not the 3 as we knew them, but a sherry is my hope. I want a regular sherry edition to come back from Westland.
Yep.
And then probably two other ones, maybe like a Washington peated, because they used Washington peat in one of the, what is that edition line? Outpost, one of the Outpost editions maybe, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And the American Oak, I have one bottle of it, wasn't my favorite. I preferred the flagship.
They can't all be winners.
No. But I'm super curious to see in a later date when the is released what these three expressions are going to be.
Yep.
Because I hope my beloved sherry wood comes back to me from Westland, but this time with a cork.
Yep. I want to sing Frankie Valli so bad, but I don't want to break the microphone or my voice. You know what I'm thinking of?
No.
The song? Well, I'm gonna do it anyway. Sherry baby,
Sherry baby,
Sherry, won't you come home tonight?
Come home tonight. Yeah, I don't know who sang that, but I knew.
Okay,
I knew that.
No.
I know when to jump in. My hype man.
All right, next.
Do you want to try it? I got some new stuff. I don't know what you want to do. We're at, let's see. I think the next episode will have an actual theme to it.
Okay.
We're at 51 minutes.
Yes. Let's have some new selection. Or did you want to do low proof?
That would probably be the next episode.
Okay. Yeah, let's try the new stuff.
You want to try the new stuff?
Yeah.
So, besides that old Overholt, which I tasted, it's pretty good. It's a, it is very, how do I put it? It's very effervescent. It's bright. It's not oaky.
Mm-hmm.
The rye does not drink. That's probably what I should have started out with. It does not drink like an MGP rye at all.
Mm.
It is not spicy, but it's very bright. I recommend it for $35. I don't know if I would use it in Manhattan. It's not the right kind of rye profile to me for it. No, it's rye. Not right. That was bad. That was bad.
So bad. It was good, but that was bad.
So bad.
That was a bad good one.
I'd love to try the 10-year. They released a 10-year.
Oh.
I don't even think it was the same profile. It might have been the other one, but I haven't seen any of that. So we got this. What else has Dylan got? Well, Dylan got a couple things.
He's got to go exploring.
Let's do this one because I think the other ones I think will hold up nicely. So this is a Scotch Malt Whiskey Society release that I was fortunate enough to be selected by the email selected me to purchase this. And this is cask 59.75, and I did look this up, and it was saved on my phone.
Uh-oh. But what metric was saved on your phone?
So this is from, Zach could probably find this. If you search SMWS, Scotch Malt Whiskey Society, cask number 59. So the first number, 59, represents the distillery designation. And the designations are just I believe one is the first cask they ever selected. And then dot is just the cask version from that distillery. I might be wrong by that. But this is cask 59. It is from a Highland distillery. And what I did research is the distillery is owned by Diageo, and it's a workhorse distillery. It's not one that very often releases their own product, especially single malt. And this is a single malt from a workhorse distillery. And I wish I didn't open this so I could have gotten my live reaction to it.
Sure.
And I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of spoiling myself by reading the tasting notes.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially they put in the notes, we didn't know what to call it because it had so much flavor.
Yeah, so this is called Walk Down Memory Lane.
Oh, mine says it's called, hold on. Is it cast number 59?
59.75.
Oh, .75.
Yep.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. In celebration, this is the seasonal summer selection 2024. It's a U.S. exclusive, and yeah, it's called Walk Down Memory Lane. I'll pour some for you.
Okay, actually, they don't have an official store page or a web page.
No,
for
you
that
you
one,
have
yeah.
to use a. You can't. They don't have it on their website.
Yeah,
but
it's not on the Whiskey Society. Here's a review though. Yep, on the nose. Expect a complex array of aromas that evoke the sea breeze and coastal elements. Very nice. This whiskey is perfect for those who appreciate the nuanced flavors that come from a well-aged single malt. So, pretty much like it's for pros.
this might be. I'm not gonna say it. You gotta try it first.
Yep.
Nose it, smell it, Zach. Because I have things I want to say, but I want to save them until after you tried them. I don't even know how to pronounce that.
It definitely reminds me of like a. Honestly, it kind of smells like the 10-year Talisker.
Oh sure. So it's I'm gonna try my best. Tanisha
Okay.
Distillery, Highland region. I have not had anything from them, as I previously stated, that it is just pretty much a workhorse.
Yeah, it smells delightful. I really like it.
Yeah. Whew. It is a little bit briny.
That's the good stuff. Yeah, it's just kind of. Is it so? The flavor profile, as I said, was really rich and oily. It's super oily. I guess I wouldn't call it rich with flavor, but I'm gonna drink it again.
Dang it, I just got there. Oh, that's not it.
Yeah, to me, it's just a lot of like peppercorn, a lot of. It's because it's not very creamy, and it's kind of harsh on the tongue. It's a little smoky, of course. It's really well balanced. I mean, the body is incredible.
So what I was going to say is that this might be the best Highland whiskey
Yeah,
I have ever had.
because it tastes like an Isla.
It tastes it tastes like a Talisker or a Highland Park.
Yeah.
Where it's a Highland technically, but it's not that normal profile of like an Oban even, or especially like any of the Glens really, which I know those are, Speyside, but so the back of the bottle says, I thought this had notes on the bottle, but it does not. I'm gonna have to find those because I wanted to read that.
Yeah, it's very the savoriness. It is umami. It is that little. It makes you want to have another drink. It kind of reminds me of, like the briny fish, because of that oiliness too. It's very fishy, in a good way. Yeah, thanks for sharing this, Dylan. I really like this. And I what was that Highland? It was like Magnus something.
I
thought it was like
I'm not recalling a Scotch.
Okay. It had a black. Well, there's not. It looked. I guess maybe it was a Highland Park 18, but it had that black bottle. I just thought it was called Magnus something.
Oh, it's
Because
so
I
sweet.
really like the Highland Park 18. That's a really super sweet, super full-bodied, super rich whiskey.
It's like a raspberry marshmallow toasted.
Toasted marshmallow.
Raspberry.
Yeah, with raspberry. Yeah, I don't get. I mean, maybe it's just me, but yeah, like fruit, none. I don't get no fruitiness from this.
Well, I get it. It's got that. Yeah,
it is kind of tart. It's like it does like I guess I could see like a figgy. It's like a fig flavor.
Maybe fig. Yeah.
That's my final answer.
I think this was like 12 years. Yeah, 12 years old.
This is a smoky fig jam on a toasted cracker by the ocean.
Cake by the ocean.
You a big fan of...
No, I'm not.
Okay.
No, I just know that.
Okay. But it's Joe Jonas.
It's Joe... Oh, man. Joe Jonas. No. No computer. Go back.
You got to exit out. There you go.
That is my second bottle of SMWS that I've had.
That you've been privileged to purchase. Yeah.
I think I'm going to get rid of my Amazon membership and keep this membership.
Just keep it
next time.
It's a better value.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. If I go to Europe, it would be.
Yeah. See, you're luckier than I. But I want to tell you, this is just short story, personal stuff. So I went to O'Reilly's.
Yeah.
And I bought some motor oil. And the motor oil had a rebate. It was $10 for every 5 quarts. I'm like, sweet. It's like 25% off. Actually, it's more. It's like 35% off. I bought 10 quarts. So I wanted my $20 rebate. Go online. Sign up. Takes forever. Because they make you sign up for the stupid Radwood sweepstakes. And I ended up not even getting the rebate. Because by the end of it, it's like, thank you for signing up for the sweepstakes. Nothing else. I'm like, okay. Anyway, 3 weeks goes by, and I come home from work, and there's a box on my door with my name on it. I'm like, what is that? And it's not too heavy, but it's like clangy. I could tell there's something metal in there. So I open it up, and it's a lunchbox with the Radwood logo on it. And I'm like, what is this? I did not buy this. I'm like, I swear. I went back and checked my transaction history. I'm like, did I buy a lunchbox on accident? And I open it up, and it's like, congratulations, you're one of 50 people to win the grand prize of the Redwood Sweepstakes. You want to know what the grand prize was? The lunchbox, $50 in Spotify gift cards, a magnet, and a pair of fuzzy dice. And my $20 rebate. That was what I liked the most. Was the $20. I finally got my rebate by winning the sweepstakes. So I think you won. You won a better sweepstake. Mm-hmm. But I want to let you know that I also win sometimes. And when I win, I get gift cards. And I get exactly what I asked for in the end. Nothing more. I know I have the stupid lunchbox. I don't even know what
Is
to
it
do
even
with.
like...
It's not a good one. It's just a crummy tin one that has no
Is it
compartments.
insulated?
No. It's a white tin lunchbox.
Could you imagine back in the day, using a lunchbox, no insulation,
Yep.
and being like a construction worker?
Mm-hmm. Got your ham sandwich in there.
What would you
just
pack?
rotting away?
Be like a ham sandwich, mayo, mustard, ham, lettuce.
Yep.
It would be disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, back then, I still think they're still eating a lot of like traditional meals, like immigrant meals. I think they just kind of package separately their meats, cheeses, and breads.
And then assembled it there.
And then probably not. I think most usually eat them separate. It's finger food. They didn't really have. I don't think they quite assembled sandwiches all the time. They could have, I'm sure, but I doubt the bread. They probably had a whole loaf of bread. I'm sure it was a fresh baked loaf of bread, and they just put that in the lunchbox. They didn't pre-slice it.
All I know is they didn't have Lunchables.
Yeah, that's all that matters, really. Because as soon as lunch was invented with Lunchables. Did you know that's where the word comes from?
Man, I'm just waiting for dinerables.
One meal a day thing is really
it's really hampering on my diet. It's like I eat once a day.
Yeah, One little pack, one little square.
Cured meats.
Yep.
Some random Ritz cracker imitation thing.
Yep.
And then some first party packaged
Yep.
fun size treat.
Do you not partake in the meal known as cuisine? Kids cuisine? Another delectable meal.
The things we ate.
Do you remember the brownies and the pudding?
Yeah.
Kid cuisine.
I was always pissed because they looked exactly the same in the packaging.
Yeah.
So you'd get them and you're like, oh man, I got a brownie today.
Yeah.
And you find out it's hot pudding.
Yeah.
First of all, what cruel person makes the packaging identical to the pudding to the brownie? Yeah. And then second, hot pudding?
Gross. Who wants that?
There's only one pudding I am aware of that comes hot, and that's like blood pudding. Mm-hmm. Never trying that.
Yeah.
Who makes hot pudding and eats it willingly?
Us. We did.
Because you burn the crap out of your mouth when you.
It's molten.
Because you're a stupid kid.
Yeah.
You're like,
you nuked it for way too long.
And then the roof of your mouth is just done. It's toast.
That's how you learn. That's why they did it. It's to teach you.
Because you can't trade pudding for any other like at school.
At school, yeah, it's like, here.
You want my pudding?
My whole spoon.
I'll feed it to you. No, you trade the brownie and you get like some, like 5 French fries or something.
Yep.
I don't think I ever traded really, but
no, I always just bought everything I needed. I doubled up on lots of stuff. I doubled up on the chocolate milk. I doubled up on the chip bags.
Someone was going to school with collared shirts and.
No, in fact, I was the kid that wore Adidas sweatpants every day because jeans were uncomfortable. It was kind of like a texture thing. I was like, like I didn't like chalkboards. Could not write on the chalkboard.
That was the rye.
Whenever I'd write on the chalkboard, my fingers would curl and I'd cringe.
On the chalkboard.
The feeling.
You had chalkboards
in elementary school, yeah, but my elementary school was made in like the 50s and never updated.
You went Chanhassen?
No, I went to East Union Elementary School.
East Union?
Yeah, exactly.
Heck, well, no wonder. Never heard of a school name.
Yeah, the graduating class was 35 children.
Yeah, we had like Five Hawks. We had like Twin Oaks.
Yep.
I think Hidden Oaks was another one that was across the street from one another. That's what we had. Is we had 2 middle schools. So one was the old high school, and one was a newer building that was the middle school, and then they got rid of the high school and made it into a elementary school, and then I went there for 3 years, or 1, and then they made it into a middle school, and then Hidden Oaks and Twin Oaks, both middle schools, and then you'd actually have classes between the two.
Yeah,
it was weird.
You know what's crazy about the American education system? Is like we're 26. Well, I'm 25. You're 28, 27.
27.
And we're still talking about like school days as a kid. I still have dreams.
Well, we're talking about Lunchables.
Yeah, Lunchables. But you remember vividly. I still have dreams about like being late for class in high school because that was such a ingraining moment in my life, and like it's the most stressed I've ever been. Is like, I'm so late, they're gonna kill me.
I had a dream like 6 months ago about forgetting my locker combination.
Yeah, it's like why is it so real? Still, it's so crazy.
Yep. All right.
Well,
that was the SNWS pick. That was really good.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I don't know what to tell you. You probably can't find it, but it's good.
Just tell them that it's a good premise. It's a good idea to.
You check them out.
Yeah, sign up, pay the fee.
Well, you can gift other people memberships. So if you're looking to give someone a gift for whatever reason, they do that. And if they don't watch TV, they would probably enjoy this a lot more than a membership to like Amazon or something, unless they're going to watch Batman on August 1st. But, well, are you interested in something else? Or?
Of course. I would love to have another drink, another dram.
Let's do these.
I'm very grateful. That is... Sorry, audio listeners, but video viewers.
What do you mean, sorry?
Check out
audio
these
listeners.
labels. The video viewers are going to be in for a treat. I guess if they can even see the label.
So have you... I don't think you have. Man, I have one other bottle from this company. So, Bourbon Junkies.
Yep.
I had to burp again. Lunchables.
Yep, Lunchables.
So Bourbon Junkies, a couple months ago, maybe many months ago at this point, I don't know. They came up with their own brand.
Sure.
And this is one of them. This is Night Stalker Batch 2, and we have Spirit Walker Batch 2 also. So the Night Stalker is their blends of bourbons. So it's a blend of straight bourbons. This one has some experimental mash bills distilled from Sagamore, and the whiskey sources. So it's got a 4.8 year Sagamore bourbon, high rye, 4.7 Sagamore bourbon, low rye, 5.5 Sagamore low rye, and a 7.5 MGP high rye, and a 7.5 MGP low rye. So that's this one. The Night Stalker is pretty cool. This is a
1% arsenic.
Yeah, 1% arsenic. That would have been okay in Mexico for the tequila brands, as long as they didn't go over. This blend is a finished whiskey that will set you up for a perfect night around a warm bonfire and a cool evening. Distilled in Indiana and finished in Michigan, it's the perfect cool weather companion. And let's see, it is a blend of. It's got honey, amburana, ex-bourbon. So if you're part of the Patreon and watch the video, they finished some bourbon in a Elijah Craig 18 and then put it in a honey barrel and then some amburana stave. So it's kind of like it's a higher proof Rio essentially.
No.
So I'll probably try the Night Stalker first.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. Are we still of the opinion that the Elijah Craig 18 is like not? It's kind of overrated. I thought, because I think we've had like twice now.
It was definitely your guys' opinion.
Yeah.
And I don't disagree on that. However, the opinion I have on it is I have not been blinded on it. Would I think it's worse than, some of the other Elijah Craig offerings? Probably.
Yep.
But for me, the Elijah Craig is I still really like it.
Sure.
For retail. If you can get it for retail.
Sure.
And the biggest thing that people don't like about it is how over oaked they say it is. That is not the problem that I have with it, and it's not the problem that you guys I think had with it. Like It was just the profile was weird.
Yeah, it was like thin and it was watery and it wasn't oily enough to convey the flavors it said it was.
Yeah.
So anyway, and then I brought that up because, and then the next thing about this whiskey is that it's finished in the honey barrels.
No honey.
And we talked about this, remember, on one of our episodes.
We're not going to get over this. We got to talk about the honey.
It wasn't an argument, but it was like you got heated over it. What's the difference between aging it or finishing it in a honey barrel or just putting a little bit of honey in it? Because that's what's happening in the barrel.
Yeah.
It's just the honey is being re-exuded into the... Because nothing is molecularly changing about the honey. It's just going back into the drink.
This Schrodinger's cat experiment of honey. You put the honey in.
So what I'm saying is we could just steal this idea without any of this having to source honey barrels or Elijah Craig.
What do you mean
barrels.
stealing the idea?
The idea of this process, so that we could just have a glass that you drank Elijah Craig 18 out of, and then pour whatever the juice is in this, and then a drop of honey, and then I think we could make the same thing. I think we could make Night Stalker. If we had the MGP
we
stuff.
could.
Yeah.
If we had like $5 million.
Oh, well. You don't?
No. As you can see around me, my budget is very
No, this is
stressed.
This is Turkish linen. And this is clay from the houses of Pompeii.
This is a Chicago fire brick.
Chicago fire
You
brick.
can tell, you look at the masterfully crafted edge work that they did on this windowsill.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
These bricklayers are...
In the transition between...
It's artists.
Old Chicago fire brick and the green paint on the drywall. Exquisite.
That's just olive extract. That's all. This is one giant olive tree.
We smeared olives on it.
Yeah.
Oh.
For their dye.
I saw a thing that somebody discovered like one of the oldest pieces of dyed cloth. And it was made with like just mashed up insects. I think it was in Japan.
Wow.
It was like 3,500 years old.
That's crazy.
It was just like a piece of fabric like that.
Just so small.
And we could tell from this fabric that they ate a diet consisting mostly of Lunchables and other cured meats.
It blows my mind that like they figured out how to like make like textiles out of insect skin than just spinning yarn and then threading it. You know, like
I mean the process of spinning yarn to make clothing.
Yeah.
Or spinning wool.
Yeah.
To make clothing. I wouldn't have figured that out.
No.
No. I don't think so.
Okay. I
just think that's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I only know because I saw a video on it. I did not, in my personal life experience, create uniquely the concept of creating yarn, you know? But now knowing how yarn is created,
it's so easy.
It just doesn't seem that hard. It's, you know?
I mean, once you know.
Yeah, once you know.
It's addition. Turns out 2 + 2 does equal 4, but you wouldn't have known what this meant because they're just random hieroglyphics.
Yes.
But now that you know.
But now that you know. But even if I didn't know, I would have figured it out. Because I'm confirmed. Man, sorry, I'm really derailing this, but I'm confirmed 5% Japanese now. I did the test.
You could probably make the dye for me.
I did the genetic. Yeah, I can make you. Yeah, I could probably figure out how to skin an insect.
It's like that. You know those murder hornets? You got to capture 5 of those. Smear them on yourself.
Like an RPG fetch quest.
I need to get my red top for the tribal fighter party that we have,
and they'll attract me as the target. All right, I'm gonna
those
do
things
some
have photographic memory. Did you know that?
I didn't. You don't know that.
Yeah, I do know that.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I learned it, and I know that now. Turns have tabled.
Yeah, turns have. Dude, you tabled my turn.
No, there was who's that YouTuber that he does like all the recipe books. He's got the book where like some random thing that's so obscure but it's amazing, and he's the guy that knows about it. He comes up on my Instagram.
Sure.
Suggestion.
Yeah, I don't know.
He stands in his bathroom in front of the mirror.
Okay. I don't know.
No?
The only guy I know is that is obscure is Steve MRE 1989, the guy that reviews MREs. He's awesome. He has the best voice ever. And he is we need him on the show for flavor profiles. That dude, for him it's funny because he'll take one MRE that's like obviously expired,
yeah,
and then compare it to another like episode from 6 months prior. Like, yeah, this tastes just like that 1950 Vietnam. I'm like, what?
This Desert Storm MRE tastes a lot like this Korean 1952.
Yeah, exactly. To him it's like he's an MRE sommelier.
I respect that.
The smell's fantastic. The honey is cheating.
This isn't the honey one. This is the straight bourbon.
Are you sure?
Yep. This is what we're drinking.
Are you sure though?
I'm pretty sure.
Because it smells like honey.
Honey. This is 60%. If this is the right one we're drinking, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
No. Well, no.
Oh, you can see the char on the bottom of this. I love it.
Nice.
You didn't get the activated charcoal. Now you're gonna have bowel movement problems.
And to me, it smells like honey, and it smells like like a syrup, like a cough syrup.
I don't think we poured that one yet. It's very hot on the nose for me, but it's kind of like a lot of like, it's kind of like how the cough syrup, like the old cough syrup smells. Tussin.
Mm-hmm.
But less of the medical smell to it, more just the tussin essence.
Essence of tussin.
It smells like tussin.
I mean, I get it. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it's that. It doesn't have that
Ooh.
really powerful medicinal quality. It just is syrupy.
Yeah, it's syrupy.
Tastes good too. Yeah, this is not the honey one.
It kind of tastes. It, you know, this popped in my head too. The Ricola. This tastes my memory of Ricola. Or Ricola.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so funny that this. I mean, just all in all, this is tasting like a lozenge. This is the whiskey version of a lozenge.
I'm not familiar with a lozenge.
A lozenge is anything that clears your throat,
Oh, okay.
which would be Ricola, cough syrup, or
Tussins.
yeah, a tussin. Usually, it's technically it's supposed to be in the tab form or the candy form. It's the physical
Sure.
pill that goes in your throat. That's the lozenge.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, and it does. It just feels like it's a super concentrated syrup. It's like, because Ricola is supposed to be natural.
Yeah.
It tastes like it's a natural medicine.
Yeah. You're kind of like tea. It
Yeah.
says I get some tea, some black tea notes. I like it. The proof, it doesn't. The finish is not great. It kind of evaporates pretty quickly, and it does not leave a
For
super.
me, it lingers.
Really?
Yeah.
I just don't get a super pleasant aftertaste.
For me, the finish is that black tea. It's like honey black tea. Mm-hmm. Obviously, this actually has honey. The other one, the Spirit Walker. But this one has like the dissolved tea that you put, the dissolved honey that you put into a hot cup of black tea. And it's just like the essence is there, and it more changes like the mouthfeel more so than adding the impact of the honey, flavor wise.
Mm-hmm. But there is no honey.
Not in this one. We are drinking the Night Stalker Volume 2.
So it's made with. So this has honey in it.
To honey or to not to honey? That is the question.
Me likey.
That's a good drinker.
What did you? Is this only available on Patreon or for their Patreon
So
subscribers?
these, man, I'm trying to. There was. This is the one. So this one, okay. The funny story on the Night Stalker was the Bourbon Junkies, the Patreon. They had like a Christmas in July drop thing. So it was all their old picks, and I really wanted to try to get a second shot at an additional bottle of the Backbone Wave Stay finish that I had.
Okay.
That they picked because it was super sarsaparilla. It might be my favorite bourbon right now.
Nice.
Fantastic. Have you had it?
I haven't.
All right.
Maybe later.
Maybe I'll bring it next
Maybe
episode
later.
or something.
Yeah.
But wanted to get a second bottle of it. So they had a few. That was a shot to get it. So it was like one of those old day GPU drops where you're just refreshing the page.
Yeah.
You're trying to like, gotta get this. Gotta get the new 2080.
Yep. Or just modern day ticket sales or some sneaker sales.
Yeah. Or whiskey drops now.
Yeah, whiskey drops now.
Yeah. So it dropped. I got it in the cart. By the time I got it in the cart, it was gone.
Yeah.
Couldn't check out. So I'm like, crap. So I went back home and just clicked on the next thing I saw, which was that one. So I clicked on that, added to the cart, got it, bought it. So they only had, by the time I got this, they only had a few left because these were the ones that they kept back for insurance purposes if one broke in transit.
Yep.
So that's why they had a couple left over. I'm not sure how much they had of it, but it is a blend, so they probably had, hundreds and hundreds of bottles, 500 or more. The Spirit Walker, I do know they had about 1,000. So this one we have not tried yet. There's about 1,000 of this. It made it through their Patreon and then went to Bourbon Outfitter, where I think it did sell out relatively quick once it got released to the public.
Gotcha.
So this was unlimited. You could have as much as this, in your cart and walk away with it as you wanted. These were limit 1 per by the time I got it.
Yeah.
So I actually did buy 2 of these for the Spirit Walker, and I bought 1 for Whiskey Boy.
Nice.
So,
Very kind of you.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to get good enough at scripting where I could make... I don't want to be the guy that has a bot buy the things.
Oh, sure.
But I do want to be the guy, because what's really helped me for those kinds of things is there's a guy on Twitter called Wario64, and he does like electronics and video game and merch drops, and his tweets are bots that they don't automatically buy the stuff. I'm sure he already has one for that, but he has a bot that tweets to the public when something's available. I've gotten a lot of hard to find or just low inventory tech items from that. Like, that's how I got my Zelda Collector's Edition copy and the Pro Controller that came out with Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
And I had like the first drop of the Nintendo 64 controllers for the Nintendo Online 64 expansion, which was really nice because those are never in stock. Like, those are super hard to find.
No.
Surprisingly, though, they're actually not that marked up on the secondhand market. Like, they're they're $60 to buy from Nintendo. On eBay, it's like 80. So
I will spend just about anything for a licensed version of a game controller from Nintendo.
Yeah.
Just so it works properly.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, now they don't even people mod them anyway because no one wants. They're all the Nintendo, even the Nintendo created ones have stick drift, so they mod them with the joysticks.
The ones I have still from the
Wii U.
The Wii U.
Yeah,
those were still.
Yep.
And they were extended cable.
Yep. I'm not saying they will get stick
Well,
drift.
they might, but yeah. I'm just saying those have held up relatively good.
They have, yeah.
But I know I mean, everyone knows the the 64. I'm thinking because that's the GameCube. The 64 controller, worst thing ever.
Yeah, the ergonomics are just
the drift. I feel like that had the worst drift of all time.
OG, interesting fact about the Nintendo 64 is, yes, the joysticks did have drift, but built into the firmware of the Nintendo 64 is it would recalibrate every time the Nintendo 64 was turned on. So it would just change the dead zone based on how it was drifting, and then it could... That's why you never experienced it before in the 90s and the early 2000s.
That's super interesting.
And they didn't put that. They didn't put that line of code into the further consoles. Kind of fun.
Miyamoto! We thought you knew what you were doing. Yeah, I like that. I think that was about $70 around the neighborhood. I think it's...
I mean, it's the same... That's a similar price to a lot of, like...
other barrel proofs.
Yeah, other barrel proofs, 60%.
Elijah Craig.
What I'm thinking
Age statement's not there, but
no,
the flavor-wise doesn't need to be.
No, I'm thinking of Old Forester.
Oh, the Old Foresters are $100, and they're...
Yep.
I'm at the point where I'd pass most of those.
Yep.
So my line of thought, I was trying to figure out how to do an episode on this. I'm still kind of working through it. I don't know if there is anything there, but so this is, I mean, another brand that has roots from YouTube.
Right.
And obviously Crowded Barrel is like he's the guy.
Yeah.
For starting up a YouTube and then going into a brand. I don't know if there's anyone else, but I'm super in love with that idea. Mm-hmm. Because it's, I don't know, I just find it cool.
Yeah, well, little did you know. You can do that without a YouTube channel. Did you know?
but you're getting, you're getting these guys that are enthusiasts first, that have established themselves
and have a community
with a community, and then coming in to a brand.
Taking advantage of their community that they created.
And each, both the Bourbon Junkies as well as Crowded Barrel had tasted, hundreds and hundreds of bottle reviews.
Yep.
So they have a very well-informed palate as well as just from an intellectual standpoint of what makes a brand succeed, and even from a flavor profile, like what's kind of the key. And Crowded Barrel has never led us wrong for flavor. Like I feel like every release we got for the most part is fantastic, except for the Texas Blend Festival #5. I didn't like that one for some reason. But my point is, I think most of the products that they release are all going to be great.
Yep. And Bourbon Junkies will be the same, you think?
I think so.
We're 1 for 1.
Yeah.
Should we go
Sure.
two for two?
Well, I already went over this one.
Honey
and Umbrana.
Yeah, this one should just be like a slap in the face of flavor.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think Whiskey Boy is in Wisconsin at Oshkosh right now. Maybe doing a little bit of whiskey hunting.
Hopefully. We need that boy.
I'm not buying anything.
He only says that because he's broke.
Well, that's why he calls us. He's like, hey, you should buy this because I can't.
Yep. What do you expect us to do? Like, PayPal you?
Pretty much. Venmo. Oh, look who that is.
Yep.
We'll like that.
So the scent on this one, it's pretty, to be honest, it's just kind of soapy. I'm just getting soap from this.
Really?
Yeah, very soap bar. Very Irish Spring.
The heck? Make sure your glass is well coated. I did literally just wash these.
Mm-hmm.
But
I rinsed this with my Smart Water. Maybe Smart Water's soapy.
It's changing a little bit.
And also, this is the same glass I used for the other one, so
Oh.
it should have, if anything, it should have smelled like the old one. It just smells like soap.
It's still the same.
Yeah.
The soap has subsided for me, but it definitely is that.
That lye, that LYE.
Smells like lye.
It's okay.
A little bit of honey. The nose is not there, but higher proof. I think higher proof stuff is harder to smell.
Yeah.
It holds on to its
It
secrets.
evaporates so quickly. It just floods your nose.
Nope, that tastes good.
Whoa. Oh my goodness. What does that taste like? That's so cheating. I'm using Ambrana and honey.
Well, you've had the Rio, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, we had it. That's what I mean. But like that one was so out of this world.
This just it carries more bourbon influence than the Rio does still.
Mm-hmm.
More attainable, a little bit cheaper. More proof.
What's the proof on this one? Also?
It's higher than the Rio. It's 57.5.
Yeah, this is hot. This is a slap in the face, just like I thought it was going to be.
I think this would be a better sipper
This is
if you add a little bit of water to it.
Yeah, well, I got some water. This is like an aperitif.
Oh yeah,
This is not a.
it's not whiskey. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't give this someone like, yep, it's whiskey.
Yeah, this is like a liqueur.
Yeah, which thus my point that was made on the should finished bourbons be bourbons.
Yep.
No, I don't think so. But I don't know what we should call them. As of the point of the episode that we did.
Yep.
I think we're going to get a hard line down here for live streams at some point. I talked to a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Seth.
Yeah. You could power line. Is there coax in this room?
No, I think he was going to run the coax.
He's just gonna actually just route it.
He was going to route it for me.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
This doesn't taste any. The flavor does not evolve. If you add
Does
water.
the honey and Ambrana hold up?
Yeah, no, it just tastes duller. Everything, all the flavor notes are still there, in the same way they were before. It's just the heat has been subtracted.
And I think for me that was the like I like the heat on this sometimes, but for me this profile, like if I'm drinking something like this, I feel like I like it to have a little less heat.
I guess when you remove the heat, it just tastes like toothpaste.
Oh really?
Yeah. Which makes me realize I think it actually tasted like toothpaste before.
Yeah, it probably did.
Yeah, I think there's a little toothpaste note to that.
Well,
it's good. It's just too much. That's too much flavor and syrupiness and sweetness, and this tastes artificial. My tongue feels like I got to scrape something off of it.
I would compare this to Fruity Pebbles.
This is the Fruity Pebbles of whiskey.
This is Fruity Pebbles. This
Yeah.
is fat kid whiskey, as Dan Shook would put it. It is fat kid whiskey, and I love it. I definitely find myself in the moods for this every once in a while.
Yep.
I'm glad it's here to take away some of the heat from the Rio, so I'm not quite going back to that all the time. But it's,
this would be fun to. I mean, you giving it to me makes me want to give it to others. I want to see people's faces when they try this.
yeah.
It's like
I think I was with your dad up at the cabin, and he got to try some of that Rio.
Yeah.
And I think he was kind of taken back from it. Mm-hmm. But, well, I think we should probably conclude this episode too. Yeah. But thank you, everyone, for joining into this episode for this week. Like and subscribe.
We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.